You are standing in your kitchen, a mundane moment in a modern world. When a small accident happens, a pinch of salt spills onto the counter, almost instinctively. You might sweep a tiny amount and toss it over your left shoulder. A silly, harmless superstition, right? But what if this seemingly trivial gesture, and countless others you perform every day, are not just quaint relics of forgotten times? Imagine for a moment, you are not in your kitchen, but walking through the bustling, sun-drenched streets of ancient Rome, 2 millennia ago. The air is thick with the scent of spices and the murmur of Latin. Here, salt was not just a seasoning, it was currency, a preservative, a sacred offering. It was so vital that Roman soldiers were paid in it, a payment known as, from which we derive our word salary. So, when you toss salt over your shoulder today, you are performing a silent echo of a forgotten world. This is the hidden language of history, whispered through our everyday actions. These aren't just quirks, they are profound linguistic and behavioral fossils, remnants of ancient beliefs, fears, and wisdom that shaped entire civilizations. Every time you knock on wood, cross your fingers, or raise a glass in a toast, you are unwittingly participating in rituals whose origins stretch back to the dawn of recorded history, connecting you directly to your distant ancestors in ways you might never have imagined. What profound insights do these common actions conceal about the lives and beliefs of peoples separated from us by thousands of years? Let's unearth 5 such phrases and actions that bridge the vast chasm between your modern life and the ancient past, revealing how deeply history truly permeates your daily existence. First, consider that seemingly innocuous spilled salt. The act of throwing a pinch over your left shoulder is deeply rooted in ancient Roman superstition. They believed that spilled salt was an omen of bad luck, a sign that malevolent spirits or the devil were nearby. Always lurking over your left shoulder, salt, prized for its preservative qualities and rarity, symbolized purity and goodness. To waste it was to invite ill fortune. The renowned Roman encyclopedist Pliny the Elder, in his monumental work, detailed the profound importance of salt not just as a commodity, but in religious rituals and daily life, emphasizing its sacred value. So, if you spilled precious salt, you quickly appeased these unseen forces. You would take a pinch with your right hand, the hand of good fortune, and toss it over your left shoulder into the eyes of any waiting evil spirit. It was a simple yet potent act of warding off disaster, a quick ritual to cleanse the misfortune you had just unleashed. Does it not strike you how an action born of such deep-seated ancient fear and reverence still persists, almost subconsciously, in your modern world? Next, think about the times you find yourself hoping for good luck, or perhaps trying to prevent a jinx. What do you often do? You might rap your knuckles on the nearest wooden surface. This practice, knocking on wood, carries whispers of ancient pagan and animistic beliefs, particularly from Celtic traditions. Many ancient cultures believed that trees were home to spirits, dryads, or even minor deities. These spirits were thought to be protective, wise, and capable of granting wishes or warding off evil. If you spoke of good fortune or made a boast, you might touch wood to thank the tree spirits for their favor, or to appeal to them to prevent envious spirits from snatching away your good luck. It was a way of grounding your words, literally touching the source of ancient power. Dr. David Elton Gay, a folklorist specializing in cultural traditions, notes how widespread animistic beliefs regarding trees were across Europe, and how such practices endured for centuries, long after the rise of Christianity. Imagine an ancient Druid standing beneath a massive oak, whispering a plea to the unseen forces within its bark. You, in your office, tapping on your desk, are performing a muted version of that same primal plea. Do you ever wonder if a part of that ancient belief still resonates within you? Now, consider a gesture of hope or wishing crossing your fingers. You might do it for good luck, or even to signify a white lie, hoping it somehow lessens its impact. The origins of this simple hand gesture stretch back far into pre-Christian paganism and early Christianity. In ancient cultures, 2 crossed lines or objects symbolized concentrated power, often used to ward off evil or to seal a wish. It was believed that the intersection of the 2 lines held immense magical potency. Early Christians adopted this gesture, using it to silently invoke the power of the cross for protection or to wish good fortune upon another. It became a covert sign of solidarity and prayer during times of persecution. When 2 people crossed fingers together, it was a symbolic joining of their wishes, making them stronger, more likely to be heard by the divine. Professor Ronald Hutton, a leading historian of paganism and folklore, has extensively documented how ancient symbols and gestures, even those predating Christianity, often found new meanings within later religious contexts, persisting through generations. Picture a clandestine meeting in the Roman catacombs, two believers exchanging a quick, silent crossing of fingers, a desperate prayer for safety in a hostile world. Does this deeper meaning change how you perceive this common sign of hope? Perhaps one of the most celebratory and communal actions you partake in is raising a glass and offering a toast. Whether it's cheers or salad, this universal gesture is far older and richer than you might suspect, steeped in ancient Greek and Roman traditions. In ancient Greece, during a symposium, a male-only drinking party and intellectual gathering, it was common to pour a small amount of wine onto the ground as a libation, an offering to the gods, before anyone took a sip. This ritual was not just an act of reverence, it was a plea for protection, a way to ensure the safety and success of the gathering. The Romans, too, practiced libations, and the clinking of glasses may have served multiple purposes. Some theories suggest it was to ward off evil spirits with the noise, while others propose it was a way to verify that all drinkers were partaking of the same unpoisoned beverage, ensuring trust and communal safety. Dr. Andrew Dalby, a historian of food and drink in the ancient world, has explored how deeply integrated such rituals were into ancient social dining and drinking customs, transforming a simple act of consumption into a profound social and religious ceremony. Imagine yourself at a raucous ancient Greek symposium, surrounded by philosophers and poets, as a shared cup is raised, a silent offering made, and then a hearty cheer echoes through the chamber. What does this reveal about the enduring human need for ritual in celebration? Finally, consider a symbol of love and commitment that has endured for millennia: the wedding ring. Where you wear it, specifically on the fourth finger of your left hand, is a practice rooted in ancient beliefs that are surprisingly poetic. The ancient Egyptians, known for their groundbreaking medical and anatomical knowledge, believed that a specific vein, which they called the vein of love, ran directly from this fourth finger to the heart. For them, placing a ring on this finger was a symbolic binding of the heart of the beloved. The circular shape of the ring itself represented eternal, unbroken love, with no beginning and no end. While modern anatomy disproved the singular, the romantic notion endured and was adopted by the Romans, eventually spreading across the Western world. Dr. Joan Fletcher, a distinguished Egyptologist, has often highlighted how the ancient Egyptians' deep understanding of the human body, combined with their rich spiritual beliefs, influenced many aspects of their daily lives and customs, including powerful symbols like the wedding ring. Picture an ancient Egyptian couple, standing by the Nile, exchanging simple rings woven from reeds or leather, a gesture imbued with the profound belief that their hearts were now eternally linked. Does this historical depth change how you view this powerful symbol of enduring love? These 5 simple actions, throwing salt, knocking on wood, crossing fingers, toasting, and wearing a wedding ring, are far more than mere habits or superstitions. They are living, breathing fragments of human history, passed down through generations, echoing the fears, hopes, and beliefs of our ancient ancestors. They remind you that the past is not a distant, static realm, but a vibrant, ever-present force that shapes your customs, your language, and even your most unconscious gestures. So, the next time you find yourself, perhaps still in your kitchen, tossing that pinch of salt over your shoulder, know this: you are not just cleaning up a spill. You are engaging in a timeless ritual, a silent conversation with generations long past, proving that the human story is a continuous, unbroken chain stretching from the dawn of civilization to your very fingertips today.